Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about the three competitors in the self-driving landscape: Uber, Waymo, and Tesla. So I've been reading your comments, guys. I really appreciate your comments, and a lot of you guys are very interesting insight and even bring up points that I didn't really consider as much. So I want to kind of delve into that a little bit more deep. And it seems like a lot of you guys are worried if I buy Uber stock, or if I want to buy some options, long-term call options or something like that, will the competition from Tesla and Waymo kind of make Uber, obsolete? And that's basically what Elon Musk has said. His goal is to make Uber and Lyft obsolete. And I really disagree with Elon Musk on this. I know he's very successful. His company is making a lot of money. He's very futuristic, but I just disagree with him a bit on this. I don't think he can make Uber obsolete. I'm explaining to you guys very shortly why. So first off, I want to start with some excellent news. If you're an Uber stockholder, they're reportedly close to buying 4 self-driving cars. That their core business is ride sharing with paid drivers through their app, but they need help fixing the software that runs their self-driving cars, because crashes and things like that. And the press is so negative on Uber. They've got all of the allegations with the assault in their vehicles and the crashes, and it just seems like there's so much negative news coming out about Uber that nobody's looking at the positive stuff. And this is what's keeping the stock down. This is what's pulling the stock down. And I talked about this in an earlier video, how the CEO bought, I believe it was 250,000 shares. So to me, this means that even though with all the negative news and all this, the core business model of Uber is okay. So let's just take a look. At the end of the day, are people using the platform or not? So this is a graph from Statica. Global gross bookings of Uber from Q3 2016 to 2019. So what this is quarterly numbers. So each of these lines is a quarter. So in Q3 2016 we had 5 billion, and in just 3 years it tripled, more than tripled, to 16 billion. So what this shows me is that even with Tesla and Waymo like that, bookings are continue to go up. Obviously the growth is steady. You're not going to see, you don't want to see exponential growth because it grows too fast. What you want to see is slow and steady. Slow and steady growth is what's going to win the race. And this shows me that people are spending more and more money on Uber. And this brings me to my second point. So now I want to talk about, is Tesla a competitor? Yes, of course. Every industry has competitors. If there's no competitors, it's usually not a profitable industry. So I don't think you can find any industry on Wall Street or anywhere where there aren't competitors. You're always going to have banks competing, brokers competing, restaurants competing. Every business is going to have competitors. I don't think that's a problem. But what I do think is, I think that Elon Musk and Tesla, I think the way he's trying to sell his cars, I don't think he understands exactly what the consumer wants. So I want to show you this article that was published on Inc.com back in April. It says Elon Musk says Tesla will roll out 1 million robo-taxis by next year. So what it says is basically he's going to start his own ride-hauling platform, and he said he's going to try to make Uber and Lyft obsolete. So basically what he's saying is by next year they'll have over 1 million robo-taxis on the road, and robo-taxis will be cheaper for riders than what Uber and Lyft cost today, and Tesla owners the opportunity to make upwards of $30,000 per year. Now, this sounds great, right? He's going to come out with these robo-taxis, and people are going to be able to get rides much cheaper. So let's look a little bit closer. So he says that riders will be able to summon a robo-taxi using the Tesla app, because there won't be a driver in the car, obviously. So they're trying to push much faster towards driverless vehicles, where it seems like companies like Google and Uber are taking a slower, more long-term approach. So now it says for Tesla owners, there's significant money to be made. If you buy a Tesla, basically you can rent it out. He says it would be like owning a horse for 3 years. I mean, fine if you want to own a horse, but you should go into expectation with this. So this is very interesting, right? If you put out a driverless car in Tesla, it'll be much cheaper. It can make you money. But the question is, how much does a Tesla cost? It says for Tesla owners. So I have to buy a Tesla to actually do this. Now, here are a couple questions that I have. Number one, the whole point of ride sharing is that people don't want to own cars anymore. Yes, You can make money if you rent out your Tesla, but it still has maintenance. It still has upkeep. How many people have $30, $40, $50,000 to pay for a car? You're probably going to have to get a car note. So what this is doing is what Elon Musk is doing is he's kind of trying to sell people on the idea of buying a car, which is the complete opposite of where the industry is headed. The whole point of ride sharing is people don't want to buy cars. They're not interested in owning a vehicle. People are moving into cities. They don't have space to park. Parking your car, if you live in an apartment or a condo in the city, it's so expensive. So people aren't really they're not really looking for what Elon Musk is selling. And Tesla, once again, it's another like cult-like company. I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's a good investment long term, because any decent company that's making electric vehicles is going to be a good investment, because that's where we're moving to. We're moving towards from gas guzzling cars to electric cars. So whichever company or group of companies that does that will do well. But I still like Uber, because Uber isn't trying to sell you a car. They're saying, look, you can come on here, book a car with me, right? And you can get some food too. You can order food. Hey, if you need something shipped, I can do that too. I can pick that up for you. And they're working on some other futuristic things like helicopters to beat traffic and a whole bunch of different stuff. So what I would say about Tesla is that Tesla is a great company, but I think, as they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. I think Tesla and Uber will do well long term. I think they're both excellent buys, but I think due to the current price of Tesla and just the outrageous PE ratio, I think Uber is just a better long-term opportunity. So now I want to talk about Waymo. So Waymo, that is Google's unit. So Google, of course, Alphabet really, not Google, but Alphabet is the parent company of Google. They're coming out with their own self-driving unit. And I think Google obviously wants to diversify their business model. But the thing about Google is that they make the majority of their money with advertising. So with the you've got the two co-founders of Google. They just recently stepped down for the board of directors. They let the Google CEO take over both Alphabet and Google. It just, for me, will Google really pursue this 110%, or will they just go back to their bread and butter, which is advertising? So I think kind of Waymo, that's probably the third player in the game right now. I think Uber right now has such good market share, and they have such strong brand recognition that I just don't think you can ignore that investment opportunity. So let's do a quick recap. Will Uber become obsolete from Tesla? No, absolutely not. A lot of people use ride-sharing apps. I've never considered to buy a Tesla car. Probably never will. I'm just not into it, So, and I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way as me. I use Uber app every week, and I just don't see that changing. It's just how I get around the city. That's just how I get around. I've been using it for years. I don't see myself all of a sudden stop using Uber app and go get a Tesla when I've never used it before. So, and about Waymo is interesting because Google is going to be leading that project. So that's very good. They have plenty of funding, a lot of talented guys, but Google's main focus is always going to be advertising, and we don't even know if they're gonna cancel the project because they're burning through so much money. This is a complete unknown. So I think all three of these companies are good. I think I'm long Uber, Tesla, and Google stock. I don't think you could really go wrong with either three of these companies 5 to 10 years from now. That's where I'm trying to look for in terms of investing. If you're thinking of swing trading some of these companies, it's going to be tougher. But if you want to do that, I wouldn't even buy the stock. I'd probably just buy options. You can use buy call options. And if you want to trade options for free, you can use Robinhood to do that. You can buy just call options on all three of these companies if you want to kind of do a short-term swing trading thing, because with Tesla's high run-up right now, Google's quite up a bit, and the only stock that looks like a super buy to me is Uber. But all three of these companies are buys in the long term, and that's how I look at it. I don't think, if you're doing $15 billion in gross bookings per quarter, I don't think all of a sudden Tesla is going to put that number to zero. I mean, come on, that's insane. So I think that right, what I would do is I would look to buy some of these stocks at an opportune time, you know, when there's blood running in the streets, when people aren't very interested in them. So for me, that's Uber and Google. Tesla's really popular right now. I would do call options on this. Once again, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research and try to think long term about this. We're not going to see, we don't know what self-driving is going to be. We know that it's the future, but we don't know exactly when it's going to catch on. So for me, I'm not trying to time this. I'm just slowly building a position over time. I plan to own Uber stock for a very, very long time. I think the company has amazing management. I think it's well run. I like Tesla as well, but with Tesla, it's very expensive. I should have bought it when it had the same situation that Uber's going through right now. It was like very bad publicity, very bad news, and no one wanted to touch it. And with Google, I think Google's going to be Google. You know, you can't go wrong with Google. You know, everyone, not just with Waymo, but you still got the cash cow that's Google AdSense, AdWords, Google Ads. I mean, they renamed it to Google Ads, and of course YouTube. So all three of these stocks are very good. And right now, the tech stocks are just making a ton of money. So I still think there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world, and a lot of people that don't have access to technology. And with the launch of 5G and all these things, I think that's where we're moving. So what I would do is I would either build a position on this, and if you think you don't have enough money to build a position, I would just trade those call options. So guys, I do trade call options for free using the Robinhood app. Excellent app. You guys can check that out. And the link, if you click my link, you get a free share of stock. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Waymo. Let me know what you think about Tesla. Let me know what you think about Uber. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. And I always use comments as ideas for future videos because you guys have awesome insights and come up with ideas that I never even thought about. So please, please, please leave comments, and I will do my best to answer them and make a video if I feel enough people want to hear some more information about that comment. So thanks for watching, and take care until next time.